Today is a continuation of our conversation about how love is not envious. We've explored the negative impact of envy on ourselves, on the body of Christ, and on how God's love flows through us into the world. But have you ever thought about the impact on the person who is the subject of someone else's envy? It's not pretty. You may not be aware of the envy toward you that someone else is carrying inside their heart, and yet inevitably, you'll notice a change or a strain in your relationship. Or when the emotion of envy is expressed through behaviors that are hurtful or destructive, you know the pain of envy all too well. The love that Paul lifts up in 1 Corinthians 13 seeks to lift up, to celebrate the gifts of others. It is never destructive. Love does not tear down, it builds up. In Ephesians chapter 4, Paul says, I, therefore, the prisoner in the Lord, beg you to lead a life worthy of the calling to which you have been called, with all humility and gentleness, with patience, bearing with one another in love, making every effort to maintain the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace. There is one body and one Spirit, just as you are called to the one hope of your calling, one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God and Father of all, who is above all and through all and in all. But each of us was given grace according to the measure of Christ's gift. Later he continues, the gifts he gave were that some would be apostles, some prophets, some evangelists, some pastors and teachers, to equip the saints for the work of ministry, for building up the body of Christ, until all of us come to the unity of faith and of the knowledge of the Son of God, to maturity, to the measure of the full stature of Christ. We must no longer be children tossed to and fro and blown about by every wind of doctrine, by people's trickery, by their craftiness and deceitful scheming. But speaking the truth in love, we must grow up in every way into Him who is the head, into Christ, from whom the whole body, joined and knit together by every ligament with which it is equipped, as each part is working properly, promotes the body's growth in building itself up in love. Love does not envy. It does not tear down. Love thinks about the well-being of others. And love builds up the body of Christ.